A United States Embassy official in Zimbabwe has reportedly fled the country after running over an 11-year-old Zimbabwean girl, leaving the child's family heartbroken. Police in Zimbabwe have identified the diplomat as Eric Kimpton, who, until his reported escape, served as the second secretary at the U.S. Embassy in Zimbabwe. His position is high-ranking, and his tasks entail providing timely reports to the American government on political, security, and economic developments in Zimbabwe. According to police, Kimpton ran over Ruvarashe Takamhanya in Dema town, some 40 kilometers south of the capital Harare, on June 3rd this year. The primary school learner lost her life on the spot after Kimpton hit her with his vehicle. The diplomat is said to have fled Zimbabwe barely 24 hours after the incident. Police say they opened an investigation file after Kimpton failed to make a formal report of the incident. According to Zimbabwe's police spokesperson Paul Nyathi, the American diplomat left the country with his family, saying he was traumatized and needed to get counseling services. Kimpton had reportedly promised to return to Zimbabwe within 2 weeks, but he is yet to make the return journey. Zimbabwe state newspaper Herald reports that the American government had invoked diplomatic immunity to shield Kimpton from prosecution in Zimbabwe. Diplomatic immunity stipulates that the receiving nation is not permitted to prosecute diplomats and must protect them, along with their families and property. In the case of Kimpton, he can only be charged in Zimbabwe if the United States lifts his diplomatic immunity and extradites him. And the extradition only happens if the two countries have an existing extradition treaty. The US and Zimbabwe signed an extradition treaty in 1997. So long as Kimpton still enjoys diplomatic immunity, it will be difficult for Zimbabwe to take legal action against him. Zimbabwean President Emmerson Mnangagwa's communication official, George Charamba, said Zimbabwe was outraged by Kimpton's conduct, adding that no person should be allowed to get away after claiming an innocent life. Charamba said Kimpton has turned from a diplomat to a fugitive. A similar case happened in December 2009 when Romania's then diplomat to Singapore, Silviu Ionescu, hit 3 pedestrians with his car, resulting in the death of 1 person. Ionescu left Singapore 3 days after the incident. There was public uproar, but the government of Singapore said it could only step in if Romania lifted Ionescu's diplomatic immunity. In April 2010, Romania lifted Ionescu's diplomatic immunity and thereafter charged him in court. Romanian prosecutors flew to Singapore to collect evidence. Ionescu was found guilty of manslaughter and sentenced to 3 years in prison in March 2013, before the Romanian Court of Appeal raised the sentence to 6 years in February 2014. Ionescu died of heart-related complications in December that year.